say a special good morning to one and all listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9. Those of you who are viewing GBN TV, whether you're viewing Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20, good morning. Welcome. It's To The Point. And for today, it's Tuesday, the 26th day of November, 2024. I'm your host, GT, with you this morning. And usually on Tuesdays, you know, we do have various individuals representing the opposition here in the program. We're not going to have anyone representing this morning. The mere fact that there's a meeting there's of course the House of Representatives meeting this morning. Of course, we're not carrying it this morning here on HBN, but so that's one of the main reasons we don't have anyone representing the opposition on the program this morning. So apology for that, which has led us directly into having an open line this morning, which means you listeners and viewers, you have the option of calling in, share your views, your concerns, of course, issues that is of importance to you. 435-2041, that's a number, 435-2041. You have double options, as I like to say that, in terms of calling in via the WhatsApp, or you can call directly, 435-2041. Lots been going on lately. You know, the adverse weather conditions we've been having, your thoughts on that, political issues that have been taking place. If you want to express your views on that, feel free to do so. 435-2041. The lines are now opened, and I beg of you, when you call to make a contribution, or you're calling to make a contribution, please make sure whatever device in the background is totally turned off when you're in the process of calling. And when you're through, you will hear me on the telephone clearly. So just simply turn your device off. You call, you make your contribution, and then when you're through, you can just suddenly turn that device back up. Of course, once again, all right, whether it's a television or the radio, feel free to please adhere to that, please. And I beg of you to stick to the point. Of course, in terms of what the contribution you'd like to make, let's make your point and move on so we can accommodate as much callers as possible. So once again, double options of calling in, 435-2041. Let's hear from you this morning on the program. Folks, I'm all ears this morning. Going to give you a listen in here in terms of what you would like to contribute to what's today's program. Feel free to do so between now and 10 a.m. Let's take our first caller. We lost that caller, 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. We lost that caller once again. I don't think it's me. My fingers are moving too quickly. I'm not too sure. Anyway, 435-2041. That's the number. If you would like to be part of today's program, once again, it's an open line this morning. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you are live. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and how are you?
Doing pretty good. Good.
Okay. I don't know if what I'm about to say is connection with your program, but anyhow, with farmers of Mondo, that is when you reach, welcome to St. John's, welcome to St. George's.
Yes.
The concrete road is going inside there. There is some houses going up. But the farmers up there, we ain't have road to go, because after the first heavy rain and the second one, the road collapsed. So if we have to go up to the mountain, to the farm, our farming, we have to park up our vehicle right down the road and walk 1.5 miles to reach up.
Oh, that's an inconvenience. That's an inconvenience there for you.
Yes, for all the farmers up there. And when we come in down, we have to walk down with the load on our head. I mean, I'm 65 years old, and to doing this kind of work,
Some will say 65 years young. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really difficult for us, right? And we're begging over and over. We don't know who to beg again for them to just come and show some.
So I'm assuming you spoke to someone within the Ministry of Agriculture already?
Yeah, we speak to many people already.
You spoke to the parliamentary representative for your particular area already?
Yes, she know about it already. And nothing doing. That is about 4 weeks now. 3 weeks when it collapsed before, but it's really bad now. Nothing could go up whatsoever.
You never thought about coming together of you and the other farmers within that who uses that particular road and trying to have it, of course, rectified and temporary, maybe?
We can't do nothing because right down to the starting, there is a piece that's breaking. We have to pass on the side, and to the middle of it, it really collapsed. It need a lot of backfill. They could just show some binders on the ground there for us and just ram it so that we could go up.
So what if the authorities considered that maybe you could ask them to provide the material, or maybe you guys could do it yourself?
That's taking place. because we told them over and over, even though they drop it there, we could scatter it for ourselves so the vehicle could just go up, but nothing taking place. We keep begging and begging.
All right. Well, I hope by you calling in on this medium we get some movement for you, and I certainly understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
I mean, that is the season where we need the road right now, because if you see bush in the garden, no weed eater, we can do nothing. Because we cannot walk up with the things to work in our farmers.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day. 445-2041. We heard from our first caller there. She's asking the authorities if they can't come to do it themselves. The farmers will probably here to do it. So maybe just a matter of putting the necessary material that is needed, and they will take care of it. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. How are you?
Doing good, sir. Good.
How's River Road today? What's it like today?
Well, the sun is out a wee bit, so it's all right. It's all right.
So we're getting cleaned up. Hallelujah. Now, I want to be, excuse me, pardon, Mr. Telesford. I want to be meticulously careful here. I, as an individual, non-partisan, I try to be just Grenadian. All I see, although I can't see, is Grenada. I don't see party politics and them kind of ringy-dingy, you see. So I do not care two hoots about what happens in any of the individual parties in the two-party state which they decided to drop on us. But I'm concerned about, quote-unquote, true democracy, where each individual of this country has his or her rights, as long as you stay within the realms and parameters of the laws of the country. Albeit you don't believe in them really. Most of them are illegitimate and invalid, but we're not anarchists either, so we're prepared to live with that so. But I'm extremely concerned. Recent voices coming along through the radio and television about some activities, one of the political parties, where certain groups are trying to restrict others from vying for positions in the leadership of this political organization. I'm concerned about that. Because despite of what, and despite of where these people came from, and the various colors they may have picked up, dropped off from the various ships they have jumped from, whether in the water or wherever, all individuals of this country have rights. I'm concerned that in this particular political group, and they're trying to restrict, and I shall call his name here because I want to zero in, Peter David, from vying to take a leadership role in this political party. Now, just imagine this, brothers and sisters. A political party is a private enterprise. It's just like any other cricket club in a village. The difference is that when they go through the legal steps as provided by the so-called Constitution, they can, according to results of the election, hold leadership of the country. So if democracy fails in the political party, you can imagine what will happen when they, or if they, get political office. So we have to be very careful. If this is permitted, if the leadership of that political party and the members of the party were to permit this sort of behavior, then this country is going, well, by that time we'll be bouncing our heads. I urge that good reason shall prevail and allow the gentleman to vie for the position, because it's a matter of vote. If the people, if he can mobilize the people to vote for him and what's wrong with it? I trust my point has been made, Mr. Telesford. Do have a nice day, will you, sir?
You too, sir. Have a good, sir. Appreciate your contribution as always. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's hear from you this morning. It's an open line for today, Tuesday, the 26th day of November. Yeah, in a couple of days, the memory of this particular month. Certainly November is turning out to be a November to remember, eh? Yeah. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Good morning, GT.
How are you doing this morning, sir?
Yeah, not as good as you. Listen, with the fossil fuel, the carbon deposit we have, I hope the government put aside, subsidize some money. They say they have a ferry they're not able to pay for. But all that kind of money flowing from the oil deposits, I'd like them to consider transportation, like the ferry system, the bus system, international health and medicine coming to the seniors and the disabled. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, caller. I'm trying to get a drift of where the direction the caller was going. He said money is coming from oil deposits. Trying to get a little bit of direction of that. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, boss. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir.
You sound that way. Anyway, I'm a Grenadian. And according to what I'm seeing here, put into the past governments who rule Grenada, they intend to look at St. George as Grenada. We are in for too long. We have to leave the countryside and head down to St. George for almost everything we have to do pertaining to the government side of it, like bills and stuff. To get your driver's license, you have to go in the treasury, right? To everything is St. George. Man, to leave St. Patrick.
And there's no option. So you're saying there's no option to get a driver's license in the outer parishes? To
obtain an ID card, you must come down to St. George. And I find for too long, we look at St. George as Grenada. Everything. To inspect a vehicle after the inspection over, you have to go down to Dusty Highway. Everything is St. George. I find time for our government right now to look in certain things and make certain adjustments. And next problem I'm having again with the buses. You have all them buses in Grenada have a number from 1 to 9. St. George, I'm in St. Patrick. You leave St. Patrick to go into Grenville, every bus, they have a red number 9 with small writings. The only bus that enter into Grenville with different numbers is those from St. George. Granitang have a number 6, St. David's have a number 2. And all those other buses that are going into the terminal have a red number 9. So when you're driving, somebody stop you wrong because from a distance they can't see the small writing. Wrong bus, you have to keep driving it. Tight we could check. We could check past 9. St. Patrick into St. Andrew, whether St. River Sally or Hermitage, them two buses could have same number, a different color. If we're trying to imitate outside, let's try to do it. Let people look at us, look up at us, and not look down and up at us. I find time for we to make our adjustment. We have some educated people in Grenada, but the common sense is very uncommon. The GT, there's a lot more to say, but I hold that for the time. And have a nice day, boss.
I appreciate your contribution, sir. Thank you a whole lot. Have a good morning. 445-2041. 445-2041. As I mentioned before in the intro, double options of calling in on the program this morning. If you want to call in via the WhatsApp, feel free to do so. 445-2041. If you haven't, called in via the WhatsApp before, just add this particular number to your contact list, and you can get us live here on GBN. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. How are you this morning?
I'm just fairly all right. And you?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
My opinion now is based on facts. It's not a factual opinion. Now, I involved in farming too, as everybody else, irrespective of what I was or what I am. Now, government has allotted a sum of money to farmers whose lands have been destroyed by the hurricane, the recent hurricane. And I'm wondering, why should they give some urgently and they're taking time to deliver the sum of money which some of the farmers are due for? They're taking so much time to do it. In fact, as for me, I'm speaking over my experience. I have done what is necessary to be done so that I should get my money. My money is supposed to be placed on a particular sheet. I could give you the number. And I've been bamboozled all over the area to get the little money. I have the number, and I went many places. And up to now, have been pushed here and there and everywhere, and a lot of people. And I'm hearing that maybe some set of people want to organize it in such a way that they bring up the status by keeping meeting before they give the money. And Christmas is near at hand. I want to tell the Agricultural Division that I've been different places and it's time that I get my money, and inform the Minister of Agriculture that they should not, I don't know if I should include him, take time to give people their money. It's time that they give people whose lands are being destroyed by the hurricane immediately the money, and then afterwards keep their ceremony. Thank you very much. I'm making an urgent call that other farmers should do the same as me and complain. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution this morning. 445-2041. We will be right back after the short break with more of your contributions this morning here on the program. It's To The Point. It's an open line edition. We will be right back after the break.
Win big in the ACB season of joy and reward.
Oh, joy, joy, joy and reward.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody. And tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen, one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
For the past 8 months, we've poured our hearts into this journey.
We've honed our talents,
embraced our culture, and dedicated ourselves to something greater.
Now it's time to share it with you.
On November 30th,
step into a world of elegance, beauty, and purpose at the Grenada Trade Center. Join us as we inspire, captivate, and represent the beauty and strength of Grenadian women.
This is more than a pageant. It's a night of unforgettable talent and elegance.
Expect show-stopping performances from Grenada's top artists alongside the grace and passion of each contestant.
Don't miss the Miss Grenada Pageant 2024.
The beauty meets purpose.
Mark your calendars for November 30th at the Grenada Trade Center.
Miss Grenada Pageant, shaping a brighter future for Grenada, one empowered woman at a time.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point, Classic Radio, GBN TV. I'm your host, GT. It's Tuesday, the 26th day of November. We have an open line edition of To The Point for today, which means, listeners, viewers, you have the option of calling in, sharing your views and concerns. You have double the option of calling in the WhatsApp, and also you can call me directly. Let's go to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. And your live caller, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Quick, straight to the point. Well, the much anticipated light up of the carnage was a form of, I must use the word was, a form of beautification for the carnage for a period of time. Now, part of the peak time of Grenada was around the carnival and, visitors coming in. The lights was removed. So-called reason for removing it is so that trucks could come across the carnage or whatever, and the light was a humbug, so it was removed. So, I don't want people to get me wrong. I don't know if these lights was rented, that it was put up for a period of time, now it come down. No word on what's taking place with the lights. if they would be reinstated, or anyhow you want to put it. Nobody seems to be communicating to the Grenadian people what about certain things that are going on in this country. I really don't understand what's taking place inside in the heads of some of the people that are running this place. Day by day, and they're listening. Day by day, every day hearing the cries of people, nobody coming out and talking. Brother, you have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Have a good morning yourself. 435-2041, 445. Let's hear your views. Let's hear your concerns this morning. Of course, there are probably an issue that you would like to speak about. Feel free to do so. And on today's program, the lines are opened to you. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome and good morning, and you're live.
Gigi?
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Do you know this voice?
Not 100% if I'm not picking it up. How you doing? How you doing?
I hanging in. I know when I talk to you, I don't be on the air regular again because I can't hear nothing. I didn't have my radio was down.
Okay.
I couldn't call you. When I get it back, I say, I hear your voice first thing. I say, no, I must call. I'm going to get to talk to you.
Well, happy that you are able to start listening again. I'm so happy for that.
Yes, I good to hear your voice again. I remember the season's on again, and we have to do this singing and we little thing, right?
Yes, it's been on, so you could probably join us from 10 o'clock this morning when we with Christmas with GBN. You could be on from 10.
Okay.
All right, so everything else is good.
Well, for the hour, all of the aches and pain, but I'm taking it one day at a time.
Well, that's the best way to go.
You know, the age go up to 88, and I didn't get into talk to you.
Well,
88, and I'm still here going strong with my radio station, with you, especially my loving GT.
All right, my dear. Have a lovely morning, all right?
You have a blessed one.
You too, be good. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning here on the program, folks. You have the option of calling in, sharing your views, your concerns. Feel free to do so. We have approximately 35 minutes more on today's program. Let's go to the WhatsApp. We do have a WhatsApp caller. And caller via WhatsApp, you're live. Good morning. Caller via WhatsApp, good morning, and you're live.
Yeah, GT, I read a quote, all right, that was put online, and then it's very troubling. And I want to get the attention of the RGPS and also the Attorney General. All right, because I know last week that Dr. Mitchell was online, and then we heard Dr. Mitchell talking about, like, he still mentioning the Janty death, trying to involve the Prime Minister in it. We heard about the talk about the death of Bellman, other people through because of politics. And then we also heard about the senator, member of parliament in Antigua, that was killed at his home. So, and then after I see that.
Caller, you there? I think we may have lost the caller there. You know, there's always that connection issue there with the WhatsApp. Or apology for that. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Yeah, good morning to you, GT. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How are you this morning?
Well, just quiet, sir. Please, all you, leave the politics out. Now, one of your callers raised some concern with respect to St. George's being Grenada. That is a sentiment that I endorse, because that's been happening all over the years. Discovering that many of our executives gravitate to the south, this developed area, leaving the rural area underdeveloped. And I think that's one of the problems we have. When you hear me speak about urbanization and developing the outer parishes, it is very, very urgent. If we are to put Grenada in on a sound economic path, we must, it's imperative that we urbanize, we develop all the parishes to a capacity where they could hold their own. We have to build the population in these parishes so that they could bring commerce there. And that is one of the problems. The revenue of the outer parishes is going straight to the south, and therefore it's leaving the outer parishes in a void. And that's also contributing to the crime, because people have to hunt for a job, and in hunting for a job, it creates problems. So, yes, I endorse what the guy says. We should concentrate on urbanizing to solve many, many, many of our problems, including the transportation problem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good morning. Thank you once again. 435-2041, that's the number. We go back to the WhatsApp. Hope the connection is better in this time around. Caller, good morning, and you're live once again. Good morning.
GT, I don't know what's going on in the WhatsApp.
Yeah, I seem to have that connection issue.
I was reading a post by Kennedy Budulal. Kennedy Budulal said, Dr. Mitchell, watch your mouth. I heard you bring up Belma thing, but I want to remind you, me and you had plans to kill a man in politics. So blame it if I go public because you draw first blood. GT, that is very concerning. And I want to call on the RGPF, the Commissioner of Police, the Attorney General to look into that. And maybe they should have Kennedy Budulal come to discuss what plans that he and Dr. Mitchell had. And that's a serious allegation because I know things in Grenada, they like to sweep under carpet, but that is very serious because a lot of people die through the cause of politics. And if Dr. Mitchell called in the other day and asking for investigation and calling on the Prime Minister, so now I'm calling on the RGPF and the Attorney General to look into this because this is very, very serious because we heard Dr. Mitchell utterance, especially against our Prime Minister and also Andy Williams. So we don't know who was that in that plan for them, but I'm calling on the relevant authority to do something about it. GT, you have a good day, and I like your red shirt.
Thank you, man. Have a good morning yourself. All right. 435-2041. We go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning, and you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, and you're live.
It's good to be on this morning. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, we're hearing you pretty well. Go right ahead, please.
Wonderful. All right. So listen, I want to share something. The thing about it is that in Grenada, right, we have a land policy, yes, and then we have, building plans and stuff like that. But I think the time has come for us in terms of our development to go higher. I know we are in the hurricane zone, but if you look at it, I mean, most of the land is being utilized in buildings. Nothing wrong in building big buildings. But I think we should be thinking about going up at least 3 stories, to minimize land space. And we can build that better because we know that hurricane is coming, and we have the technology that we can build higher and bigger and better to resist the hurricane. So that is just my comments this morning. Have a beautiful day. Have a wonderful day. Take good care.
Thank you, sir. So thank you very much for your contribution also. 435-2041. That's a number. Let's hear from you this morning, folks. Your contribution is certainly welcome in terms of issues you may like to speak about. Of course, once it's of some relevance, I'm sure the authority will, of course, look into it once you make a contribution. Sometimes these contributions that you make, there are individuals in the authority who are listening and may not have knowledge of it before, I'm assuming, and may be able to get that issue that you speak about rectified for you some way or the other. 435-2041. Open line for you this morning. Once again, double options of calling in via the WhatsApp, or you can call directly. Saying good morning to our drivers on our nation's road. You know that usual appeal for you to drive along with that due care and attention. I beg of you always to do that. Drive along with due care and attention. 435-2041. Once again, that's a number. We are taking your phone calls this morning. Open line for today, Tuesday, the 26th day of November. We go back to the phone line. This time, this caller is via the WhatsApp. Let's say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome and you're live.
Good morning to your listeners. When there seems to be no proper design, as well as a proper plan for annual maintenance of our dams, we must have problems with sedimentation. I listened to a program with Mr. Smith talking that Nawasa has a situation where they go through the entire process of treating water and then it's not utilized. What happens to it? They have designed systems, and I know of one system in Tufton Hall where water is treated and then it goes right back into the river. So something is wrong with our people who are designing stuff. I want to move on to 2 other things. the Molina project in an area where the soil or the land was slipping. We put piles, we drive piles to take the structure, and then we put additional weight by putting columns and then putting a concrete platform on top of that in order to take the road. It seems as though in Grenada there are no roads that goes up and down. But for the engineers, for the people who make decisions, they need to look at Canashil. You start at the bottom from Granby Street, you go up Canashil, and then you go down to get to the Caronade. So you do go up and down. Why is it that taxpayers' money, millions of dollars, had to be spent to place concrete in the Molina area when it was not necessary? I'm not an engineer, but simple common sense. People need to use their brain. Simple common sense could have said, after you cap those piles, you can place the road on top of that. It just means that people would have had to go down and then come up. The third point is this. We hear about healthcare and we hear about Mount Sinai. We hear about a committee. Has the Grenadian people known about the committee that is talking and speaking to Mount Sinai and negotiating on our behalf? We also heard a number of institutions would have been looked at. Have we given a list of...
We suddenly lost connection there with our caller. Yes, caller. You're back with us, caller. We bit have lost you there for a wee bit. Continue, please.
Yes, on the question of Mount Sinai. Apparently, there is a 12-member team who's working. Does Grenada have a team? Does the Grenadian public have an idea who is the team on our behalf? Can professionals who work in the healthcare field, both in Grenada and outside of Grenada, contribute? We're looking at two things here. Our health is what we put in our body, not after the fact when we're trying to cure disease. So what is Mount Sinai's role with regard to nutrition? Have we looked at that? I think much more information needs to be provided to the Grenadian public when it comes to the question of health care and this whole question of our hospital and the operation of our hospital. Because at the end of the day, health care, as I know it in the United States, is all about dollars and cents. They don't heal you in a lot of cases. They treat your disease and they keep treating you. As a matter of fact, people must be aware of certain things. You go to certain healthcare institutions and it's a practice. So people need to wake up and realize that our healthy.
All right, we may have lost that caller there once again. Connection issues. He was calling via the WhatsApp. Hey, folks, we continue with our program shortly after the break. Stay with us. It's To The Point Classic Radio, GBN TV. We come back inside our next segment after the break. Don't touch it out, folks.
The holiday seasons are upon us. The makers of Grenada's #1 premium rum are ready to grant your Christmas rum wish. Enter our Dear Clark's Court Christmas promotion for a chance to win. Every purchase of 3 750 milliliters bottles of Clark's Court products grants the customer an entry into the Dear Clark's Court promotion. The customer must complete their letter that will be provided asking Clark's Court to grant their Christmas rum wish. On the wish list, the customer will ask for 1 bottle of product of their choice that they want Clark's Court to grant them for the season. After the customer completes their letter, it will be placed in a box to be drawn on the selected promotion dates. Every product will be available on the wish list with the exception of Clark's Court 50th anniversary rum. The promotion will run at Nick's Barrel House and on all authorized Clark's Court sales then only. This promotion will feature 6 draws that will be announced on our social media pages. Enter today for a chance to let Clark's Court grant your rum wish. Drink responsibly. Must be 18 years and older to enter.
We're here at Answer Coating Grenada Limited, a proud sponsor of Christmas with GBN. And this year, we're giving up to 40% off various items.
And the customers actually have the opportunity to win up to $1,000 cash. So we encourage you to stay tuned to Christmas with GBN and look out for all other in-store promotions and product information.
And don't forget, this December, a night of shopping with Answer Coatings.
Proud sponsors of Christmas with GBN includes
Welcome back once again to The Point for today, Tuesday, the 26th, the day of November, open line edition for To The Point. So which means you listeners and viewers, you have that option of calling in, share your views, share your concerns. Also, you want to, of course, make a contribution via the WhatsApp, whether it's via the message or calling in via the WhatsApp, you can do that. Also here on the program this morning, I have approximately 20 minutes left on today's program. We go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller, and your live caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I'm very grateful and thankful. I live in St. George's, and I'm very grateful and thankful for the opening up of the road on Taylor Street. Thank you.
Thank you. Certainly appreciate your call. I know that lots of folks are appreciative of the road being reopened. Yeah, it was a bit of a hassle for a couple of months, well enough. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Your live caller, good morning.
Morning, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good, sir. Good morning to you.
Good, right. River Road good now?
All is well.
All right, good. Anyway, the Port Highway, the fire station is right there. The traffic department is right there. Can they send somebody in the morning or some in the daytime to do something in Port Highway? Them truck just park anyway, people parking anyway, don't care about the other person that's coming. If you ever see some of them police doing it too, they're going to buy a road and they just park in the road and you have to wait behind them. I don't understand what's going on anywhere. I mean, they could do something better than that, and they have to tell the police they can't do that, not because you are police. You could park anyway and do what you want. You understand? They have to change their attitude. I don't know if maybe they don't have a commissioner anymore or what's going on in the police force. You understand? Because you coming down and them truck just pass and they just park up in the road and you can't pass. Come on. Please, calling on them in the fire station or the traffic department. Check that area there, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. I appreciate your call, 43520, and I certainly do concur with your sentiments there, sir. It's some folks do just care less when it comes to obstruction in our nation's roads, folks. I sometimes get really, really, really upset about it, but it's gotten to a point where folks just don't seem to care about other road users that use the road alongside with them. They would just park anywhere. Someone like this morning held up the traffic for at least 5 minutes to have a conversation with someone. And folks was blowing and blowing, and he seemed to care less. He was having this conversation. We have to wait on him or her. It was unbelievable. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, and a bright and beautiful day to you today, sir.
Good morning, and same goes out to you.
I want to find out about the traffic light in Grenada. If they have cameras to take people who break the traffic.
Well, there should be cameras. I'm not sure if they are operational, but there are cameras on where the traffic lights are located. But I can't say for sure if they are operational. And next time I do have the traffic department here on the program, I'll probably try to get a response in relation to that.
That needs to be done because the traffic light is the traffic light. Whether Sunday, whether holiday, busy time, not busy time, people have to obey the traffic light. Not run up and run down because nobody's there or it's a Sunday, because that could cause very serious accident. My husband almost had a great accident a Sunday coming out Church Street to come down, and one just come out straight from down the hill coming up on a whip. He was waiting on the traffic light. It wasn't for him to come yet and the speed. You understand what I'm saying? So they have to pay attention to the people who break in the traffic light.
All right.
The traffic rules. The rules are the rules. We like to do our own thing too much sometimes in that place. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Appreciate your call. And it goes back once again to folks educating themselves in terms of the use of the traffic lights. You know what you're supposed to do. You should not be trying to cross when it's But the light indicate that you should stop, and don't do that. It could be dangerous. Could be very, very dangerous. 435-2041, and let's hear from you this morning. Open line here on the program this morning. We're moving on, folks. Don't forget, Christmas with GBN comes up at the top 10 this morning. Stick around for that. Should be an interesting lineup today, and so certainly inviting you to stay with us here on the network. 435-2041, open line this morning here on the program. Let's hear from you. 435-2041. You have the option of sending a message via the WhatsApp. Feel free to do so if you feel it's safer for you to do a message saying you may feel a little more comfortable just writing a message and sending it, and I will certainly read it out. You want to call in via the WhatsApp, you could do that also. 435-2041. You want to call directly, feel free to do so. 435-2041. 15 more minutes before we take a wrap for today's program. Open line edition for you. Let me say good morning to those of you who are at home today. It's probably your day off from work, and you're probably getting some chores done. Let me say good morning to a lovely lady. Just a message and say, well, she's getting some chores done and listening to the program. Good morning to you. Nice to know that you're listening and is able to get those chores taken care of as you listen. Good morning once again. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, I'm following connection with the same traffic now on the St. David Road. There are some drivers, especially the busmen, on a morning time. Traffic is there, a line of traffic, and they are overtaking everybody. Not even concerned about the oncoming traffic. And I mean, the passengers are there not saying anything. A matter of fact, one of the bus owners is a police officer, some 8888 or something like that. Every morning, just overtaking like that, and not concerned about the oncoming vehicle and the passengers in the bus. And this is very, very dangerous. And I mean, not only the busmen, but especially those guys with the little Swift, them little vehicles. Those cars are fast and they are just overtaking crazily. And I'm just hoping that one day there would be a serious accident. I hope that the officers could do some more patrolling on the road and to curb this sort of activity. Every morning, I'm telling you, every morning this is going on.
All right.
Morning.
Thank you, sir.
I hope they can deal with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution this morning, and all contribution this morning thus far are very fruitful information in terms of, traffic seems to be standing out a wee bit on all the other contribution that we have been hearing all morning in terms of issues that folks are concerned about. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
That's nice. How does a system that the government have in place could call on farmers to come in, give a period for you? You have an ID card where they give farmers you're a registered farmer. Right? The system know you because you're selling produce to the system. Could give somebody with a plot of land behind their house who have about 25 seed tree growing. They don't even go in the back of the house for nothing. Put on their name and get money before a farmer who's living by selling his crops, who's providing food for the country, keeping the cost of living low in that country. How does something like that happen? How does something like that happen in that country? Somebody would have been walking land, but have a piece of land, and they hear money given away, put on their name, and get before a farmer who, in his land, every day, have to spend money, pay workers, buy chemical to spray his plants, buy manual, buy this, buy that. The system will leave him behind and tell him he may get money in the next budget cycle, if ever you have. But you give a man who would even go in the back of his house for nothing, $9,000. I don't understand how the system works, but something is wrong with this country. Secondly, brother, every year, livestock farmers are crying out at people that's picking up the animals and just go with it. Just imagine, brother, in your own comfort zone, you're growing up an animal. You give the animal, medicine, you feed an animal every day, and you go back in the morning to look for your animal and it's gone. Somebody go with it. Like it's theirs. You come in the night, pick it up and go with it. And then go and sell that animal. Maybe buy meat. And people go out and buy it. They go home and cook it. They don't even care. And that butcher get away scotch-free because the system cannot catch him. The system be like abattoir. They say, well, everybody had to go and make sure they kill the animal in the abattoir. Prime butchers killing animal behind their house. They have their own stamp. They do what they want. And livestock farmers are there seeing trouble under these people. And there was no system in place that the government could design to catch those butchers and them in the ark. The police can't catch them. The system can't catch them. So they just come in and check you, you know. If anyone wants to sell, yeah, they call the price they want to pay. They come back in the night, you know, and pick it up on you and go. And then you is left in the wind. Nobody cares about you. And they expect you to go back and mine again, you know. Try to give them again. What kind of system is that? Countries have a system in place. When a butcher is selling meat, you have a seller, you have a butcher, there's a buyer. Every year that butcher does submit a document stating we buy from, the name, the number, who we sell for, the name, the number, and the system is able to track that people on them and see if that's true. You cannot butcher have a license going around and teach people animal year after year. Yeah? Putting people in distress. You know how hard it is, bro, to mine an animal to that stage. Rain, thunder, lightning, and you go back in the bush and you can't find it. You have to look. You know what that is, man? It's like losing a child, bro.
But let me ask you, how is it, have you individuals been having conversation with the Prettier Larceny Task Force? A whole lot in relation to that? What has the assistant been like? I'm assuming how you speak, I'm picking up the sense that you're a farmer yourself. How has it been like in conversation with the Prettier Larceny Task Force?
Good. Now, I don't take up much of your time. But I've been on that road a couple of times already. And because I had to force the police to go and pick up my suspect. I had to call the commissioner office. I get it, the deputy commissioner spoke to me, sent me back to the station. When they pick up that butcher, you stop on the block after they question him and say, I'm so stupid, if I want my animal, I shall come to him. But I know where he live in Pearls. So I focus my attention to Pearls. Yeah? It cost me 1 week. I stop on Dunfermline Bridge, along that river coast, every day for 1 week. And I found my animal down by the boat bridge tied on there. Right? My action caused another farmer to get 3 of his animals in that area called Pearls. Yeah? Sometimes the police can do so much. We have to do it ourselves. But I'm saying that there's a handful of butchers that is doing that. Why do these guys have license still go and get animal and kill and sell for the nation? Why do they have license still? I don't know. Why do farmers have been losing the animal every time and these guys are walking free? So how do you have a system that can produce meat for the nation when people are not feeling safe? These thieves are going on every year. They're only a human. They're only a person. You know? If you get rid of them, you can get the system going straight. You know? If you land the country over there, you know?
All right.
We have them. We think the country over there, you know? It's just a butcher, you know?
Thank you, caller. Thank you a whole lot. And certainly appreciate your contribution this morning. We have 7 minutes moving up before the top 10 here on the program this morning. We have time to maybe accommodate a couple more calls, and we take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. 435-2041, 435-2041, that's the number. If you would like to be live on the program this morning and you have an issue you'd like to speak about, feel free to do so in today's segment. We go back to the phone line and we say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Good morning. I just joined you, so I'm not sure if anybody brought up this point yet for today. But my point today is the constant people parking on the side of the road and blocking up the traffic almost everywhere. And I'm hoping that something could be done about people parking their cars on the road, on the main road, and holding up traffic around corners all over the place. And it really is a problem. If people who park their cars are listening right now, please do not park your car on the main road. Find your place off the road to park your car by your home, because it really is causing a lot of traffic backup. People say there are too many cars in Greater. There are not too many cars in Greater. There are too many people parking on the side of the road that causing the traffic. So if anybody is listening and parking a car on the side of the road, I would hope that they could find some way of parking it further off to the side to keep the road clear or off the road wherever they live. And that will certainly help the traffic situation in Grenada immensely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution this morning. 435, and we did mention that a while ago in terms of the don't care attitude that we get from individuals who seems to want to park anyway and obstructing the traffic. And it's really a cause for concern right now. It's getting a little bit out of hand, I would say. Folks are just feeling, well, wherever I want to go and I think I have to go there, I will stop right there and could care less if I obstruct the traffic. And you may know the particular road that you parking on. It's a busy road, I would say. And when you obstruct the traffic, you know the backup that you have in Grenada these days. You stop and there's a 20 to 30 car pile up just behind you, just for you just stopping there for 1 minute at a time. So please, I hope individuals are listening some way or the other. Let me say good morning, of course, to those of you listening to the program this morning. Those of you, of course, out there in the diaspora, have one individual saying good morning from London. Good morning to you, and best wishes to you also. Thanks for listening to the point this morning. Maybe you have time for maybe one more caller. My apology for those who was trying to call. I had the phone disengaged there for a wee bit. My apology for that. 435-2041. We can have another call or two come in if it comes really quickly, or we take a wrap for today's program. It's an open line edition here on To The Point for today, Tuesday, the 26th day of November. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Once you have a friend in any department in Grenada and you are possibly doing wrong things, you could get scot free. In the police force, is the same thing. In all apartment, all department, you get in problem. Look at these people are complaining about their animals being stolen. Maybe I would now complain about a vehicle I had parked somewhere and it's been stolen and scrapped. People know who took it. Maybe the report has been made to the police, yet for over a month and a half now. The owner or the person who is in care of it cannot hear anything from the police. At the same time, if somebody, whether you're stealing cow, goat, pig, sheep, bananas, you're likely to be a criminal. Because as far as I'm concerned, you seem to make up your mind that if this person, the owner, holds you, you will destroy them or you destroy him or her in any way possible. So what should the owner think? If you destroy them, you have been taken up and put in jail. But they could continually destroy you and your property, and they are always the winner. I have the experience of that happening. And this is why I cannot understand. In fact, if I was much younger, I would have never liked to be living in Grenada because there is no justice. You work hard, you cannot get the reward. You don't work hard, you're getting major reward. You're getting even the police assisting perhaps the people by not going to carry out a research as to who took the animals or who took the vehicle. In fact, a lot of people are losing a lot of things, both engine and even the people who are stealing, they have more guns than the people who have license for guns. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. I appreciate your contribution a whole lot. Have yourself a great day, sir, and have an enjoyable day, what's left of it. 435-2041, that's the number. I think I should not even have mentioned the number anymore. I think that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank everyone who contributed towards today's program. You called in, you shared your views, your concern, and certainly there are lots of views that were shared that, of course, brought about some relevance, and certainly hope the authorities who are listening will of course look into some of the complaints that were made and see if we can have a resolution towards it. Until we have another edition of To The Point for you, I will be tomorrow once the Almighty permits, health, strength, and everything else in between. Thank you a whole lot for being with us this morning. That's where we say goodbye. Goodbye, folks.